This is a book that doesn't really need a review or a presentation because it's probably the most famous endgame manual of all. Yet most of the club players fail to study this manual, and the failure to study it obviously hinder their progress. I'm not saying that it must be pleasant or you must like it. In fact, they also made a kind of a short track version of the manual. Honestly, I know that there was a version of this manual that had this highlight. I don't know if it was in blue or in yellow. I don't know why they didn't keep it like that, because it would have been beautiful. I like colors. I don't understand why chess books cannot have colors inside, and that's something which really amazed me. In any case, I'm interested in showing you some positions also from this endgame manuals, because I do believe you will improve your chess no matter what. In this position, it's black to move. You need to get your little clock, no? The sand clock, turn it, this is 3 minutes, and think what you would play. Okay? Then, of course, write down your variations that you have fought and see if it's the same of the one that I'm going to show you. Okay? Okay. Here it's black to move, okay? So black, the first move, the most important, is this one. Why? Because if you play this one, it's a mistake. And you say, but why it's a mistake? Let me show you why. There is a5, and now you can take, right? Because if you don't take, he will take. And once you take, white takes the opposition. This is called opposition. There is a short opposition and there is a long opposition when it's more than 3 squares. In this case, once you play this, obviously play this, this and this, okay? Then what happens here, and in the manual is not written, but it's clear. Let's say you play this maybe, or you want to play this, I don't know, it doesn't matter honestly. Once you play this, I play this. Okay? So in the manual is not written, and maybe they should have put it in, because probably a beginner wouldn't understand this. I think maybe for a beginner, a true beginner, maybe it's better Capablanca Fundamentals, or I think also International Master Jeremy Silman wrote this book of endgames. Now you say, okay, but how do you win? I play this, perfect, tack. I play this, tack. And now when he goes here, I start to move, because you see now I control the promoting square. He cannot do nothing. Oops. What do? You play this, tack, and if you play this, I promote. And then, of course, I give you a checkmate with the queen. Now, the funny thing that I found out is that some people don't know how to give a checkmate with a queen or with a rook. When I was teaching, many of the children didn't know how to give checkmate with a rook. Obviously, if you know, stop here. If you don't, let me show you, because it's kind of simple. You practically make this kind of rectangle smaller and smaller up to the moment you give a checkmate. Okay, so once you play this, you play this. If you play this, at this point, yes, you need to move the king because the rook is not enough. And then when he does this, you do this. Okay, so as you can see, there is still the opposition. When it does this, obviously you can decide where you want to go. Again, I tell you, it's just up to you. Okay, you could get check or you could go here. Probably the computer knows precisely which of the two moves is the best. I don't care, honestly. But again, you need to restrict. As you can see, I have restricted the king to one side, right? And so I do this. Again, he cannot go here, he will go here, boom. And as you can see, it's becoming smaller and smaller, the rectangle that he can go around. I do this, if he does this, up. And again, look how small it's becoming. This reality is becoming smaller and smaller with every move. Tac. Now he has only these squares, okay? So every time I move, I cut away some of the square up to the moment he needs practically to give checkmate. You need to give him checkmate. And then you must be a little careful about the checkmate, but it's not a big deal. Okay? If he goes this, you go to defend your rook, he goes here, and this is a checkmate. So that's to tell you what happens. Now, let's, sorry for this long thing that maybe you didn't care at all about, but this kind of elementary endgames must be really entering your brain, be printed in your brain, because the problem is that if you don't do that in the endgame, often you have just few seconds left for each move, and so you need to be acquainted with yourself with this. So the right move, instead we saw king a7, the right move is king c7. Why? Because of two things. Here you cannot really do this. You say, why? Because after this, there is no way that you are able to outflank me. Okay? So that's a simple fact. Well, you will not be able to give, to get a promotion there. No? Tac, 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 boom. And this is stalemate. Because if you play this, it's over, right? He cannot move. And he's not in check. So it's not checkmate. But, now, let's see also another thing in case. Right? So we were in this position. The right move is this. This we saw it doesn't work, right? So let's see what happens if he plays something like this. Would it work? No. Why? Because you have this. And now you're going to take this probably. So what does white do in this case? Let's say that he does this. You must be careful at this point, because you cannot let him control the promoting square there for this pawn. So you just go back. Okay? And then if he goes here, okay, you go here and nothing is done. Let's say that when you go here, he goes here, you go here, it doesn't matter, right? If he does this, once you take, it's over because it takes back, but you are able to take that. So again, that doesn't work. Let's say after this, he does what? He does this one, let's say. You take, okay, and here you control the square in front of a pawn. So when he goes here, what do? You don't do this, because then he would put you in opposition. You would do this, and then you stay always in front. Okay, so you need to keep the opposition, no matter what it is, and then you need to So it depends, obviously. If it goes here, you go here. Okay, sorry, just to be sure. So that's it. Because you need to keep the opposition. Because once it goes this, you stay in front. And when it goes here, you just go back. And it cannot do anything because you are still getting the opposition all the time. Check, tack, tack, go back. Let's say trace this, check, tack, and now this is stalemate, okay? So I think more or less I show you all the lines that Dvoretsky show in that endgame. The idea, however, is that you need to familiarize yourself with this idea of the opposition. Of the opposition of the two kings. And it can be done also like this, honestly. Let's say that you are, I don't know, you are here, okay? It's black to move. You could do this, right? Let's say that you want to go here because it's trying to outflank you. You go here. He goes here, you go here. He goes here, boom. You see, you stay in opposition. And when he gives you a check, you go in front of the pawn. When he goes behind, you stand back. But you are always in front of the pawn, so when he tries to get out to outflank you, you block him. So this kind of endgame is very, very basic, but I believe it's very, very important to learn for every beginner because it will save you. It will save you half a point, so you will not lose, and so it's important. Now, the problem is Dvoretsky has made this, this fifth edition is not Dvoretsky. It's obviously grandmasters like Carsten Müller that he is very passionate about endgames, and he continues to follow the development of endgame theory thanks to what? Thanks to the computers, because the computer continue to improve the table basis. I think now we are at 7-man table basis, so they know all the possible results, and so that's it. But for us human, I think it's kind of interesting to familiarize ourselves with this book because it will help you to understand a little better what to do in some endgames, not because they actually happen in your endgame, but because you have a pattern that you are learning from, and maybe it will happen something similar in your tournament games, and so you are ready to play it out. Another thing why it's important to learn endgames now, it's related to the fact that the time controls are very short, and so if you can play it like I just showed you automatically, you will not lose for time, and so that's also very important. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry if I made the video too long, but the idea was that we need to start to love these endgames because that's the only way that we will improve our chess. Thank you again for watching.